The difference between a good musician and a studio-ready musician is if they're able to keep their instrument under control and get rid of that excess noise. Have you ever been playing guitar and you just have all this extra noise coming from your strings and a bunch of resonance that's out of control, and you just want to tighten up your playing and get to sounding a lot cleaner and tighter? Today, we're going to go over 2 very easy steps that you can implement into your playing right away, and soon you'll have them committed to muscle memory, and the clarity and definition of your playing will increase dramatically. Many times when we're playing, especially if we have a lot of gain on our instrument, if we're playing in a genre like rock or metal that uses a lot of gain or distortion, our guitar is going to have a lot of noise going on. Even if we're not playing those strings, there's going to be a lot of excess vibrations and resonance coming from the strings that you don't want. One of the main causes for this is harmonics and resonance between the strings. So for example, if we hit our E string, our B string is going to start vibrating as well, and so is our other higher E string. The reason for that is because in an E note, we don't just have one E note. You have many layers of different frequencies, B being one of the harmonic overtones of our E note. In order to stop those extra strings from resonating and getting that extra noise from your guitar that you don't want, step 1 of what you're going to want to do is take your index finger, whatever you're playing up here on our low strings, usually on our E, A, D, you're going to be fretting a note. Say for example, we're on the D string. You want to have your index finger lightly laying across the G, B, and E strings. That will keep those strings below it muted, so you're only getting resonance from your D string. If you want to play a note all the way up on your E string here, you want to lightly lay your index finger down across all the strings besides the E string. This may sound difficult if you're thinking it's going to be like a bar chord or something. It's totally not. You don't want to apply pressure to any of those extra notes. You just want to fret that E like you would normally, but have your index finger slightly touching those other strings. Don't apply any more pressure than you normally would. That's step 1. That's all there is to it. Start implementing that, get that committed to muscle memory, and that alone will start cleaning up your playing right away. Step 2 involves our right hand. This is the other half of the equation, and this is going to help you keep the rest of your strings under control. So, for example, if we're playing a note on the G string again, let's say the 5th fret, you hear how those low strings, our E, A, and D, start to resonate. That's because I'm not keeping them under control. So I still have my index finger keeping the B and E strings under control, but what you want to do is take your right hand, almost like you're palm muting, and rest it on the E, A, and D strings. Then when we do this, I'm going to hit the G string again. The only string able to resonate on my guitar at all is the G string, because my index finger is taking care of the B and the E string, and my right hand palm is resting on the E, A, and D. This can be tricky to get at first to make sure you're not muting any strings that you don't want to mute, the ones that you actually want to play, but once you get the feel for it, it will become second nature. If you're moving from the low strings to the high strings while you're playing, what you want to do with your right hand is keep following down the strings. That way, when you're moving, your palm will be resting on more and more strings as you get down. So when you get down to the high E string here, you're resting on all 5 of the other strings, keeping those ones under control. If I were to play that without muting any of the strings, we get all kinds of extra noise that you don't want. When you're coming back up from the high strings to the low strings, you want to take your right hand and move upwards along with it to free up those strings, but keep the ones that you need under control with your left hand index finger. That's it, guys. Those are the 2 steps that you need to implement to clean up your playing, tighten it up, and get yourself ready to hit the studio. If you have any questions about it, feel free to ask me in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content just like this. Have a great one.